There's no point in trying to hide it, Prime Minister. It's a challenging situation.
But how's this happened, Thomas? I was assured that the test was 99% safe.
Well, sadly, the results fell in the difficult 1%.
But I don't understand, how can contraception be irreversible?
We're dealing with the genetic modification of seeds. It's an entirely new science. No one could have predicted the rate at which the crops would evolve.
What are the numbers?
We estimate between 70 and 90% across all the territories within 3 years.
70 to 90%?
And among those who do conceive, we estimate the vast majority of births will be unviable.
It was supposed to be opt-out contraception, a way of stopping accidental pregnancies and unwanted children.
Well, the best laid plans of mice and men.
But I don't understand. The test was only supposed to be in Territory 1. How is it spreading across the territories?
It's in the food chain, Prime Minister. It's in the soil and the seeds and the livestock. And we fear it could shortly become the dominant strain.
Irreversible?
Well, we could scorch the land, destroy our animals. We could beg for unaltered seeds and livestock from countries far geographically outside the territories.
They'd rather see us starve.
I can't argue with that assessment.
They'll hang me for this, Thomas.
It's not your fault, Ginny.
No, you're right. It isn't. Can your team be trusted?
Well, they know the consequence of breaking the Official Secrets Act, if that's what you mean.
How many could do us irreparable damage?
Less than 100. All the work has been compartmentalised on a need-to-know basis.
I'll need their names. This can never come out. Never. If it did, the consequences for order for this administration, our whole endeavour will be at risk.
Undoubtedly.
We'll have to blame the bombs then. Radiation, an unforeseen side effect of a necessary evil.
It's scientifically possible, given the wind patterns.
And we'll need to prepare the population. Reframe the way they view starting a family, stress the advantages of a childless life. People can be surprisingly malleable when presented with a positive spin. And we'll need to accelerate the Transition Centre programme.
It has the capacity.
I need that list of names tonight, Thomas.
Is there no other way?
Can you think of one?
In time, possibly.
A luxury we sadly do not possess.
Shall I begin destroying the records?
No, the security services will take it from here. They can be relied upon to close off loose ends.
Of course.
I'll expect your resignation as well, Thomas.
Obviously.
And then I suggest that you, Jean, and the children find a quiet corner of the territories and start a new life. Do something mundane, unobtrusive.
Thank you, Julia.
There's no need to thank me, Thomas. We're old friends. You have 72 hours. After that, I'll need to give them your names as well.
I understand.
That will be all.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
Get me Adrian at the services.
You duplicitous bitch! That's not fucking good enough!
Peter, you have to understand.
No, you have to understand. 14 million deaths on our hands? It's unthinkable.
And this is exactly why I didn't tell you.
Because you knew I tried fucking stopping you.
You are a bloody liability, Peter. Can't you see that? Drunk or sober, you cannot be trusted.
I'm the fucking co-Prime Minister, Julia, and I'm supposed to be your friend.
Well, maybe you see I had your best interests at heart. This isn't on you, you lucky bastard. You get to sleep at night.
I haven't slept for weeks.
And what would you have done if I had told you what we were planning?
I'd have stopped you. I'd have gone on the fucking news and I'd have exposed you if I had to. But I would have stopped you, and you can be fucking sure of that.
And the whole country would have fucking starved. Well, you agonised over your morals. And we'd all be gone, all our good work, all wiped out.
Good work? Good fucking work? It's been 3 weeks and they're still putting out the fucking fires.
Let's talk about this tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Tomorrow, I am going to be on every news channel in the world telling people what a fucking monster you are.
No, you won't. Tomorrow, you will come back here and you will do your fucking job, just like I have to.
Well, we'll see, won't we? Jesus, Horatio, face fucker Christ. I don't even know who you are anymore.
Get me Adrian at the services. Hello, Adrian. Sorry to bother you so late at night. That thing we discussed, I'm afraid we're going to have to put it into action. Yes, I'm sure. You were right. He is a liability. Thank you. Adrian, make it quick. I don't want him to suffer. Let me know when it's done. No paperwork, nothing. No one must ever know. Thank you. You have a good night too.
I visited Staslevigrad recently. What remains of it? You know, smoke still rises from some of the wreckage. Apparently it's too dangerous to send in men to put out the fires.
We have all lost that to which we were attached.
5 years, General, and still it burns. That is why this cannot be allowed to happen again.
Then we are all agreed. Once normality returns, we will proceed in a process of sanitization, Viscount.
My estimates suggest that we will need to expunge at least 45,000 in each territory, and if we are to be certain, many hundreds of thousands more. There'll be regional variations, of course, but the numbers will remain surprisingly consistent.
It will be an industrial procedure. We will need facilities.
Undoubtedly.
Oh, my people can deal with that. They're experienced in clandestine construction under challenging conditions.
But it will have to be all of them, General. The intellectuals, the radicals,
Oh, yes.
the free thinkers, anyone who does not understand and accept the natural order of existence.
Of course, Jacob. There can be no fertile ground left for these ideas to take root again.
There will be resistance. We should also consider relatives and close friends. They will no doubt have been exposed to dangerous ideologies anyway.
That could be millions of people.
Yes, but we can manage it. I mean, once the processing is up and running, we can streamline it.
You're certain you can manage these numbers, General?
Oh, yes, Viscount, possibly more. And then there's the transition centres. They can be easily repurposed.
Well then, this is marvellous. Marvellous, gentlemen.
There is one other matter to discuss. Our colourful spokesman.
Mr. James. He's useful, for now. His appearance works well for us with the common classes.
But he'll have to go too, him and all his type.
Oh, yes.
On that I think we can all agree. Let him dance today for the masses who clap and cheer, and then later we cut his strings.
Obviously. The face of the future looks nothing like Mr. James.
Yes. I remember when we had troublesome cadets in a unit, we used to send them on a doomed mission. Gave their relatives something to be proud of, an honourable death of a loved one. Stopped them asking some troublesome questions.
An excellent solution. Mr. James is full of passion. Let him consume himself with it.
Shall we turn to the matter of a new curriculum?
Oh, yes.
And you're absolutely certain in your research?
It's unpalatable but true. Advance are covertly sterilising the population.
Why don't you just release this through your normal channels?
Mr. James is surprisingly efficient rabble-rouser. The peasants respond to his more earthly qualities. But you, Mr. Donaldson, are a face they trust.
We did not risk our operatives' lives to rescue you out of altruism.
And afterwards? Once all this is out in the open?
We anticipate considerable unrest, possibly riots.
Followed, of course, in the restoration of democratic elections, under our control, of course.
Nature abhors a vacuum. You, Mr. Donaldson, will create that vacuum, and we shall be there to fill it.
That will take considerable resources. From what I understand, advance took your wealth.
The visible billions, yes.
Some markets still prosper,
There will always be addicts.
and those with carnal desires for livestock of all ages. A lucrative business indeed.
And then there are the foreign powers outside the territories. Those who fear to follow the fate of my glorious Erkistan. For them, no price is too high.
Folks like us are always well-resourced. You need have no concern about that. We have the required funds to fight and to win.
And once the fight is done, to make sure this aberrance is never seen again. A return to the natural order of things. The wheat rises to the top and the chaff is burned away. No more living side by side with ill-educated savages. Let the plebs pile up in the ghettos.
Yeah.
Strict order, an end to ungodly acts, everyone back in their place.
Including our Mr. James. It amazes me how he cannot hear the Damoclean sword as it dangles above his head.
No, he was an ignorant bull. He sees only the red cape in front of him, never the hidden blade.
And so it is with the low orders. They are lost in this new world.
They will gladly walk back to Old One, and they will be ours again, as it should be.
Rather.
Excellent.